The wise Roman emperor Marcus Aurelius once said, "It never ceases to amaze me, we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." A curious paradox, wouldn't you agree? We treat our lives as the apex of importance, yet paradoxically, we allow the thoughts of others to shape our perception of failure. We let their judgments, their verdicts, color our reality, even when it starkly contradicts our own understanding. Imagine this. You've just experienced a setback. Maybe you failed an exam, lost a job, or broken up with a loved one. How do you react? Often we stumble into the pitfall of self-blame, letting disappointment slowly poison our self-worth, our abilities, and even our identity. Sometimes we let anger flare into a fierce, wild thing, lashing out at others, forcing them to shoulder the brunt of our failure. Despair lurks in the shadows too, ready to enshroud us in its icy, numbing embrace, whispering that this is the end, that there's no rebounding from this. The potent force of perception, the lens through which we interpret the world, shapes our emotions. It's what differentiates a setback perceived as a devastating defeat from one seen as a stepping stone to something grander. It's what feeling like a failure from understanding that you simply failed at something. This power of perception is in our hands, not the hands of others. Yet we must ponder, why do we surrender this power? Why do we allow the opinions others to influence ours? Why do we let their perception of failure become ours? What if there was a different way to perceive failure, one that empowers you instead of disintegrating you? Stay tuned as we explore the time-honored philosophy of Stoicism and unveil how it can revolutionize the way we perceive and handle failure. It's to wrest back the power of perception and in doing so reclaim our lives. Enter Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that can radically change how you deal with failure. Originating from Greece, Stoicism is a school of thought that has stood the test of time, offering wisdom and guidance to those who seek it. At the heart of Stoicism lies a simple yet profound concept: the acceptance of things we cannot control, and the focus on those we can. Life is unpredictable, filled with successes and failures, joys and sorrows. We cannot control every aspect of it, but what we can control is our reaction towards it. The Stoics believe that our emotions, attitudes, and behaviors are within our control. We can't control what life throws at us, but we can control how we respond. And this is where the Stoic view of failure comes into play. Contrary to popular belief, Stoics do not perceive failure as a catastrophe or an end-all situation. Instead, they view it as an opportunity for growth and learning. For them, failure is not a reflection of personal inadequacy, but a chance to learn, to improve, and to become better. Think about it. Every time we fail, we gain a better understanding of what doesn't work, and this guides us towards what might. Failure, then, becomes not an obstacle but a stepping stone towards success. This doesn't mean Stoics are immune to disappointment or frustration. They too feel the sting of failure, but rather than dwelling on it, they accept it, learn from it, and move forward. They understand that failure is an integral part of life, and without it, growth and learning would be impossible. In this sense, Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective on failure, one that shifts the focus from despair and self-pity to growth and self-improvement. It encourages us to see failure not as a dead end, but as a detour, a chance to reroute and find a better way forward. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So, the next time you encounter failure, remember the Stoic wisdom. Embrace the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become a better version of yourself. So, how do we put this philosophy into practice? How can Stoicism help us deal with failure? Let's begin with a simple example. Imagine you're an aspiring author, and you've just received your 20th rejection letter. It's easy to fall into despair, to let that failure define you. But a Stoic would see this differently. A Stoic would focus on the actions that led to this outcome, and how they can be improved. They would see the rejection not as a failure, but as an opportunity for growth and improvement. This brings us to the first principle of Stoicism in practice: self-reflection. The Stoics believed that we should constantly examine our thoughts and actions and strive to better ourselves. Instead of dwelling on the rejection, a Stoic author might ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I improve my writing? What steps can I take to increase my chances of success next time? The second principle is maintaining a positive outlook. This doesn't mean ignoring the reality of the situation or pretending that everything is fine. Rather, it's about acknowledging the situation for what it is and then looking for the good in it. In the case of our aspiring author, They could see the rejection as a chance to refine their craft, to explore new ideas, or to discover a new direction for their writing. The third principle is focusing on actions rather than outcomes. The Stoics believe that we don't have control over the results of our actions, but we do have control over the actions themselves. In other words, we can't control whether a publisher accepts our manuscript, but we can control how much effort we put into our writing, how much we learn and grow, and how resilient we are in the face of rejection. This shift in focus from outcomes to actions can have a profound effect on how we deal with failure. Instead of seeing it as a devastating blow, we can see it as a challenge to overcome, a puzzle to solve, a stepping stone on the path to success. And remember, it's not about never failing. Everyone fails at some point. It's about how you react to that failure, how you pick yourself up and keep going, how you learn and grow from the experience. This is where the true strength of Stoicism lies, not in avoiding failure but in embracing it as a part of life and using it as a tool for self-improvement. So next time you face a setback, remember these principles. Take a moment to reflect on your actions, maintain a positive outlook, and focus on what you can control. See the failure not as a stumbling block but as a stepping stone. Remember, as a Stoic, failure doesn't define you, your actions and reactions do. Use this wisdom to turn your failures into stepping stones, and watch as you grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Adopting a Stoic mindset doesn't mean you'll never feel disappointed or upset. It means you'll handle those feelings differently. You see, Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about being emotionally resilient, about acknowledging your feelings, understanding them, and then making a conscious choice not to let them control your actions or cloud your judgment. Imagine yourself as a tree. The winds of emotion may blow and bend your branches, but your roots, your Stoic principles keep you grounded. The storm may be fierce, but it cannot uproot you. Instead of being swept away by the gusts of anger, fear, or disappointment, you stand firm. You weather the storm, and when it passes, you continue to grow, stronger and wiser from the experience. Stoicism teaches us that our reactions to situations are within our control, even if the situations themselves are not. So, when faced with failure, instead of succumbing to frustration or despair, a Stoic would choose to see it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. After all, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the journey to success. It's like sculpting from a block of marble. Every chip, every cut, every apparent mistake brings the sculptor closer to revealing the masterpiece within. In the same way, each failure, each setback, each disappointment refines us, shapes us, and brings us closer to becoming the best version of ourselves. Remember, Stoicism doesn't promise a life devoid of setbacks or disappointments, but it does equip us with the mindset to handle them with grace and wisdom. It gives us the tools to turn adversity into advantage, to transform setbacks into stepping stones, and to convert failure into fuel for growth. So next time you face a setback, remember the words of the great Stoic philosopher Seneca, who said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." In a Stoic's mind, failure is just another stepping stone on the path to success. So, are you ready to change your perception of failure? It's a question that holds the power to transform your life. By embracing the wisdom of Stoicism, we can all learn to view failure not as a setback, but as a stepping stone towards success. We'd love to hear what you think about Stoicism. How do you face failure? What strategies do you use to stay resilient in the face of adversity? Your insights could become a beacon for others navigating the stormy seas of life. So don't hold back, let's start a conversation in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, show your support by hitting the like button. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on future content. Are you ready to embrace the wisdom of Stoicism in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Together we can make Stoicism a practical guide for everyone so we can all face life's challenges with strength and grace. Until next time, stay positive, stay stoic.